I got third! Hey y'all, welcome back to Doug's Cars. Today we're going to travel back to the 1960s, 1969 to be exact, and an icon of 1960s and 1970s, well, world life really, but American life too, because we're taking out a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. Air-cooled, rear-engined, bright red, 1500cc engine. I mean, this one's got a little bit of crustiness on some of the trim, but it's got the cool little headlamp covers, and just look at that face. It's so cute. It just wants to say hello. You've got your frunk, which is apparently not opening for me right now. Ooh, it even has an external fuel filler. I have to open the frunk to put the gas in, like on the older ones. This is before the Super Beetles came out in the early 70s, so it doesn't have the McPherson strut front suspension, but it does have, let's see, that's opening at least. It does have a 1.5 liter engine back here. You can see the tins up there that supply heat to the car that you might eventually get. Yeah, it's very, very stock and very, very, very underpowered. These things don't have much power at all. But then again, they don't need very much power because they're tiny, and it's tiny inside. If we hop inside here, this car, whew, is so small. Look how cute it is. It's got a little tiny glove box there, and you know, it's actually got the later padded dash. You've got the Wolfsburg castle here. Here's your all-in-one gauge, so you've got, you know, your fuel, oil light, your shift markers, and an actual radio. Down here, of course, you've got your shift knob. Apparently these shift odd, and you can see the pattern. You actually do kind of shift at that angle. And then down here further, you've got these switches that allow you to let the air flow in, so you can actually get heat. Although from what I've been told, good luck getting heat on a really cold day, because again, it's air cooled. There's no coolant circulating, so you're not necessarily going to get heat that way, and it's got to blow in from all the way back there. It runs under the car, so you may not get so much heat. But hey, this is budget motoring at its finest. They made these for like 60-70 years, most produced car in history after the Model T, I believe. And yeah, I mean, this is my first time ever driving one of these. As a matter of fact, it's my first time riding in one of these today. And it's kind of funny because I drove an air-cooled 911 before I drove an air-cooled Beetle. It's probably should be the other way around. You should start with the Beetle and then move up, or start with the Beetle and then move up to the 911, but I didn't. That was also red. That was a fun video. I'll go ahead and link to that. But let's get you all mounted up here, and we'll fire this up and take it for a drive. This craziness is the 3-point. You know what? I'm not going to even mess with that. I'm only going around the block because I don't know if that's going to work. This is close quarters. Wow, I'm probably like extreme close up because it's only like this is, I mean, you would definitely be elbowing anyone else who's sitting next to you. It's we're neutral. Wow. Of course, you do have the cool VW logo key here, but let's see if she fires up. Should. Nice and warm. Fired right up. All right. So the pedals are actually floor hinged, just like they were in the 911. Instead of like coming from under the dashboard in a modern car, they come out of the floor. Now, BMWs and some other cars like that have gas pedals that are hinged in the floor instead of on an arm coming down from the dash. But the brake and clutch ones are like that. So this is my first time driving one of these, and apparently the shifting situation is a bit weird, so bear with me. But I've driven stick shifts for millions of years. So here's first, second, yeah, okay, cool. Whoa. All right, okay, doesn't want to go in that gear, that's for sure. Does not want to go in third. That was very weird. Well, just stay in second for a moment. I just rode in this and it went in third gear no problem, but apparently me putting it in third gear is a no-no. You get that really raucous exhaust note. This only comes from a Beetle. Nothing else makes that sound. Dare I try third again? Well, wait until I make the turn up here on this side street. It's someone else's car. I've been granted access to this for just a small amount of time, and I don't want to damage it at all, as you can imagine. That would be extremely bad. So it's peppy. I mean, it doesn't weigh anything, so okay, we got second. I got third! I got third! Yes! Oh, good. It didn't even try to grind. I don't know what was up with that. I obviously had the clutch all the way in. It just was just being a little persnickety. Didn't want to get up and go. But we're in third. We're cruising along at 31 miles an hour. Well, indicated. Looks like this car has 80,000 miles on it. I'm not used to being this close to the camera. This is kind of funny. It is so small in here. It's so tiny. Oh man. Whoa, the brakes are old school. Okay. Yeah, the pedals take a little bit of getting used to. Let's see. Will she go to third again? Yes. It's not just me. I didn't do it wrong. I honestly, the brakes feel like you're pushing like a wooden box against the asphalt and it's scraping you. I mean, they don't feel raspy or something like that, but it's just like nothing happens. Nothing happens. Should start out in second there? Yeah, kind of. Well, it's funny, like, I was talking about this earlier with some friends, and I've never ridden in one of these before. When I was a kid, these were old cars and no one I knew had one. And when I was, driving age, nobody I knew had one because they were really old then. But now they're antiques and classic cars. And like, my mom had two of these, but before I was born. So I've never ridden in one. I've never known anybody who had one, and I've never driven one until today. Let's see, third. Yes. This is really cool. I'm really glad I got to do this. This is a fun little car. It is really small though. Insert "that's what she said" joke all over this because this car is it's just for understanding's sake, I just filmed the Buick Roadmaster video, which is a 1955 boat of a Roadmaster, and I got in this. Literally, like, pulled that one in the garage and pulled this one out. So I probably I'm really only shocked by it because I came directly from that car, but I can see how these are a lot of fun. I can see how I wouldn't want to drive one of these in modern traffic on the interstate for too far, but that's only because we know better now. And this is a tin can. You would instantly die. But then again, it would be instantaneous and it probably wouldn't feel too much pain and suffering. So anyway, I hope y'all have enjoyed this little foray into the 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. Glorious red. I mean, it's just a great color combination. 1500 cc's. Nowadays, engines of that size make 300 horsepower because they're turbocharged. This makes, like 50. But it weighs nothing. I mean, this car is, the door is that wide. And this is more luxurious than they were when they first came out. I mean, there's even a map pocket on the door from back when you couldn't open the map in here, of course, or unless you folded it up just to the little part like this, because it's cramped quarters in here. Of course, there are no creature comforts like you'd have nowadays other than the AM radio. I mean, there's no AC. They didn't even come with that. I know at some point you could get these with an automatic. You'd see them with the automatic script written on the hood on the back, but this one obviously isn't. This one doesn't like to go in third gear when I start driving for the first time ever. And yeah, so thanks so much for riding along in the Beetle. So glad I found third gear. Hey, there's so much more cool stuff coming your way in Doug's Cars. I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. And Stay tuned for whatever's coming next. Thanks y'all so much for watching. I drove a Beetle!